Alissa Harrison-Naismith is the author of Neil the Navy SEAL, who's on the line with us here just now. How are you today?
Oh, I'm not too bad. And yourself?
I'm excellent, thank you.
Good, good.
Now,
I
what
like the
was
little
it?
screensaver here
Oh,
of Kermit.
yes. Yeah. Now, what was it that inspired you to write this children's book, Neil the Navy SEAL?
Yeah, well, I was obviously inspired from my own books as a child,
Yeah.
and also probably reading to my child as she was growing up. Especially like the works of like Julia Donaldson and
Oh,
David
yes.
Walliams. I like the kind of rhyming angle to a book, and the
Mm,
bright illustrations, because I just think it makes it fun to read.
yeah.
And I think it instills like that love of reading for children as well. So it was just something that I kind of wanted to emulate myself.
Yeah. And how did you develop that character of Neil, that small and determined SEAL?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was looking for an actual profession, that could be linked to an animal. So
Yeah.
it took me a long time. I thought, oh, hang on, a Navy SEAL. Yeah, I could go with that. And then I thought, oh, it's one of the toughest professions out there. You've got to be brave and strong. So I thought,
Yeah.
well, how about we make it kind of like a small seal that didn't have much about him. So it was kind of making it so that your size and stature doesn't really matter. It's like the bravery inside of you,
Mm.
and that can be recognized, without even thinking if it's within you. So kind of that thing, really,
Yeah.
how we could
That's
prove them
such
all
a
wrong.
it's such a great message to have for a child.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I volunteer at schools, and
Mm.
you do see these kind of issues that crop up. So I was hoping it could inspire children, really.
Yeah. And what were some of the other messages and themes that you wanted to convey with the book?
I think my main theme was it doesn't matter what people think of you and what they think you can and can't do.
Yeah.
It's what you think and know you can do and you're capable of. That's what really matters. And I think it's just, that will be recognized eventually. So just keep being strong and, keep being yourself, really.
Yeah. And were there any personal experiences or real life inspirations that kind of inspired the story?
I think I could probably, probably to myself, really. Like writing a book is something I've always wanted to do, but never really had the guts to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's just having, the confidence and the strength, and now just felt like a good time. My child's grown up. So I think, yeah, just probably being strong myself. I could kind of relate that into the book as well.
Yeah. And creating a relatable and engaging story for young readers is pretty difficult. So, how did
Yeah.
you approach that task?
Again, I probably took inspiration from my own child.
Yeah.
I could see kind of some of the things that, they go through school. And it was just something that I wanted to put in a book,
Yeah.
for children out there who might be thinking the same way or feeling the same way. And again, it's probably just, showing that your moment will come, you can shine in whatever capacity that might be.
Yeah. And did you encounter any challenges when you were writing the book?
I think the hardest is probably just getting started. you
Yeah.
know, you've got the idea there, you've done your research. I think the hardest bit is just actually putting pen to paper and getting it down there and really kind of saying what you want to say. I'd probably say that's the hardest thing. But once you get
Yeah.
going, the creativity just kind of flows after that. So definitely the start of it, I think, and just going for it.
Yeah. And are there any future projects or plans you have in mind to write more children's books?
Oh, I certainly do. There will be a follow up to Neil Navy SEAL. That's gonna,
Ooh.
come at some point. And yeah, I've got about another three or four in the pipeline that I've written about two, and I'm in the middle of another two. So
Ooh.
yeah, definitely watch this space.
Yeah. And what kind of impact do you hope that this book, Neil the Navy SEAL, will have on its readers?
I think, well, think especially in today's world, where there's kind of dwindling options and, pressure on children to succeed, I think this book is kind of like ignoring outside pressure and following your own path to success. And, probably pretty much through like courage and determination. Just kind of giving children the belief that they can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the meantime, where are we able to find this book, Neil the Navy SEAL?
Yeah, we are literally going through the last illustrations and I'm waiting for my final copy. So as soon as that's available, it will be available to order on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, the typical avenues.
Yeah.
But I also have my website, which you can go on and have a look at more details. That's Alissa Harrison-Naismith .co.uk.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for joining us today. It's been great having you here.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Toby.